Hello, genealogists. This is Craig, and we begin our process of examining genealogical standards as found in the second edition revised of Genealogical Standards, which was produced by the Board for Certification of Genealogists. And this is where I caveat and say I do not represent the Board for the Certification of Genealogists. I am just an associate of the board. I'm not a trustee. I have never been a trustee. However, I believe firmly in the standards and what the Board for Certification of Genealogists means. You will hear this each time that we discuss a standard at the very beginning so that everybody is perfectly clear that you're not going to say, but Craig Scott said. All I'm going to give you is my opinion on the matter, and it's worth about squat. And we'll leave it at that. Hello, genealogists. It's Craig, and this is Just Genealogy. And today is Saturday, and on Saturdays, we talk about genealogical standards. So today we're going to talk about, in the Standards for Documentation section, standard number 4, citation usages. And I promise you, at least in my mind, this is the most ridiculous of the standards, but only because in my mind, this is a given. A genealogist without citation is nothing. A genealogist who doesn't cite stuff is not a genealogist. They're just people doing genealogy. And I guess that's why this standard is here. So let me read it. Standard number 4, citation uses. Genealogists place citations in research plans, logs, notes, works in progress, and similar materials. They use them in classroom and lecture materials. They also use citations, usually in footnotes, in all kinds of finished genealogical research projects, including articles, blogs, books, case studies, charts, forms, educational materials, family histories, other kinds of histories, lineage society applications, reports, and various kinds of written projects. See glossary for definition of citation and footnote. There's absolutely nothing I can say about this standard except that we could have condensed it down into fewer words that said genealogists use citations on everything. And that's what you have to get used to. There comes a point in your life, and I'm not at that point in my life, but I wish I was at that point in my life because it would make my life so much easier in certain moments in my life that I thought in terms of citations. And I just don't. And I'm sorry. I wish I did, because if I thought in terms of citations, my life would be a lot easier. And that's probably part of the reason why I'm going through all this stuff, is to improve my own thought process about citations. It's not just for you. I'm very self-serving. I mean, the next one, standard number 5, is like the standard in my mind in regards to documentation. Memorizing standard number 5 will make your life so much easier. Memorizing standard 4 will do nothing for you because we could have condensed it down into genealogists use citations everywhere. Now think of a situation where you as a genealogist would not use a citation. There are many. However, in the work that there would be things where you would not use a citation, you would use citations. In other words, an example would be the Civil War was between 1861 and 1865. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry who knows anything about the Civil War knows that the Civil War was from 1861 to 1865. You don't have to footnote that because it's common knowledge. You don't have to cite it. So maybe it's not true that you don't cite everything, or maybe but I think you're better off to believe that in your head you should have the citation even for common knowledge, even if you don't use it, because it will make your life so much easier. Citation has a lot to do with the audience that you're writing for. Citation has a lot to do with the editor that you're going to be using, but regardless, when you begin your research, you don't know where it's going. If you do, you have a bias, which you're probably going to have to deal with. And because we write as we go, or you should be writing as you go, You have to collect the information necessary to make that citation because you have to cite everything. Now, do I cite everything? No. And it's the bane of my existence. We need to learn to cite everything in our research plans, in our notes, in our works in progress, everywhere. Now, do they have to be the final citation? No. Do they have to have the elements of the citation necessary to construct the final citation? They do. So this was standard number 4, citation uses, shrunk down to always use citations, unless it's common knowledge. There always has to be a caveat somewhere. So this is Craig, this is Just Genealogy, and this is one of the more boring standards there are out there. They get more interesting over time, trust me. But we still have another 76 weeks of this. This should be fun. Subscribe if you'd like. Tell your friends if you'd like. We're over 500 people now, so I'm kind of happy about that. Over 230 videos. I forget which number this one will be. I had a whole bunch of videos in line, and now I have none. It's the night before. So now I have to do a whole bunch of videos to get caught up. Because I'm going to be on the 12th of November. I'm going to be in Germantown, Tennessee, speaking to the Tennessee Genealogical Society. If you would like to come and visit, check out the Tennessee Genealogical Society website, and that will tell you all about it. So I'm looking forward to my second live talk. Come and meet me if you haven't met me, although most of you probably have met me, or at least know me or something. And besides, I get to wear a bow tie. You know, wearing a bow tie in a warehouse is not fun. So I'll get to wear a bow tie. It's too much fun. So you all have fun, because if it isn't fun, don't do it. You know, and that's one of the goals of life, making citation fun. So have fun. See you tomorrow, which is Book Sunday. My favorite time, remember? Bye.